set this up. Yeah, I got that. Man, coming in, man. Come on in, come on in, come on in. We about to get this rolling. Jaron Ennis, pound for pound, the best welterweight in the game without a major title. Do y'all agree? Yes or no? Eimantas Stanionis. Is he, can he, will he be, should he be a threat for Jaron Ennis? That is the question. That is the topic of discussion for today. Now, check this out, man. Smash that like button on y'all way in, man. We talking about Jaron Ennis and Eimantas Stanionis. Is Stanionis a threat for Jaron Ennis? What do y'all think? I think after what I've seen, I went back after our last chat. You guys was talking about Stanionis. You said he was durable. You said he was tough. I went back. I checked out a few of Stanionis' fights. Stanionis is tough. Stanionis is tough. I must give Stanionis credit. The fights that I saw, I was impressed. But once I went back and I looked at a couple more of his fights, Boots KOs him in 4 to 5 rounds. I like how you thinking. We shall get to that. Now, Stanionis is tough, y'all. From what I went back and from what I saw, he's tough. But the biggest setback for Stanionis is that he's a pressure fighter and he comes forward. That is not going to be a good look for him if he faces Boots. Boots is going to pick him apart and destroy him. You know what I mean? But Stanionis, he has some good tools. He got some shit he working with. Now, he has a great left hook. He has a great left hook to the body. All the fights that I've seen, he throws too many wide hooks, no defense, no footwork, and therefore TGE taken 100%. I'm not, well, as far as defense, he do got some defense now. He do got some defense. His footwork is okay, but I believe like the pressure that he puts on his opponents, and a lot of his opponents, like from all the fights that I saw, y'all, I went back and I checked out his last 4 fights. His last 4 fights was Radzab Butayev, which was a split decision. It was a worthy split decision. Luis Collazo, no contest, no decision. That fight was fucking boring. You know what I'm saying? Luis Collazo was 40 years old. This dude was slow as shit. He was there to be hit. It's fucked up to say, but I'm kind of glad they had a clash of heads and that fight got stopped because Luis Collazo was already done. He wasn't throwing shit. His punches was fucking slow as fuck. It was just a matter of time before Stanionis knocked him the fuck out. So that fight was fucking trash. Thomas Delorme gave Stanionis some problems. Now, Stanionis is fucking Delorme up. Like I said, that left hook, he was throwing that left hook to the body, real nice. He was catching Delorme with the overhand right, you know what I mean? But at the same time, Delorme was tough. Delorme was in there. Delorme gave Stanionis some problems. And when you look at what Delorme did with Stanionis and you look at how Jaron Ennis handled Stanionis, I don't know. Boots got Delorme out of there in 1 round. Stanionis was lingering around with Boots throughout the whole fight. I don't know what that says to Stanionis' credit, but I know one thing. Maybe his power is deceptive. I don't know. But Janner Gonzalez, which was, a knockout. It is what it is. But a couple of things that was consistent watching all of these fights was, like I said, the fact that He's a pressure fighter. He comes forward. And fighting Jaron Ennis, for him to face Boots and try to pressure Boots, he's going to wind up getting knocked out. He's going to have to box. He does have a good jab. This is STANIONIS. He has a good jab. He has a good power jab, but Boots is too slick. He's not going to be able to stand in front of Boots and jab the shit out of him all night. He ain't going to be able to do it. And from what I've seen from his footwork, his footwork is okay. It's okay. It's not trash. But he doesn't seem like he's athletic enough to be able to keep up pace with Jaron Ennis. I mean, if he doesn't have the legs, I can see Boots probably baiting him into a trap, allowing STANIONIS to follow him. And then Boots is going to do some tricky shit and catch him with some shit. This is going to be a tough fight because remember, Bozy, his father/trainer, he said STANIONIS and Keith Thurman were the two fights that they were trying to get next for Boots. Now we see Thurman talking about he's trying to fight Spence. We seen Spence come out and say, I meant what I said. I ain't fighting you. You didn't give me an opportunity. I'm not giving you an opportunity. So him trying to get that fight with Spence, I don't see it happening. But I should have said if he fights Boots the way he fought Boutayev, it's going to be bad. I agree because Boutayev, like I said, he got the split decision, but you can't. Boots is nothing like none of his past 4 fights. Matter of fact, Jaron Ennis ain't nothing like anybody that STANIONIS have faced so far. And he is 14 fights in with 9 knockouts. And out of those 14 fights, like I said, his last 4 fights, matter of fact, none of his fights, none of those dudes look like Boots. Skill-wise, nothing. So if you're STANIONIS, if you are his camp, if you are his trainer, handler, whatever, if somebody bring Boots Ennis to you as a potential fight, you should think long and hard because that's potentially going to be his first O. Statistically speaking, it will be his first O. He has 9 knockouts in 14 fights. Jaron Ennis has 27 knockouts in 29 fights. Who do you think has the most power between the two? Jaron Ennis' knockout ratio is like 90 something. You know what I mean? So I told you guys before when we was talking on the last live, by the 6th round, Boots is getting guys up out of there. Hey, man, need y'all, man, do me that favor, man. Smash that like button for me, you know what I'm saying, so we can get some more people in. I'm new to the live game. We trying to, you know what I'm saying, get that YouTube algorithm to start sending some traffic overhead, you know what I mean, so we can start getting these lives popping. So Jaron Ennis, Boots just does too much. He just does too, and he can do too much. But put that to the side, and you look at what Boots said. He said, I haven't even showed you guys half of what I can do. And in almost 30 fights, knocking opponents out in every fight, getting everybody out of there by the 6th round, and yet he says we haven't seen half of what he can do. So are you telling me that he needs a fight like Terence Crawford? He needs a fight like Errol Spence or Keith Thurman? Question is STANIONIS on those levels? If STANIONIS was in a position where he could compete with Keith Thurman, Crawford, or Spence, would he be competition for those competitors? That's the question. That's the question you have to ask. If you're talking about STANIONIS facing Jaron Ennis, because they are talking about Jaron Ennis. And matter of fact, Crawford Bud himself says that Jaron Ennis is ready for elite competition. I ain't say the best competition. I said, matter of fact, he said elite. That means the best of the best. That means the cream of the crop. That means the best of the division. So that means Crawford himself. That means Errol Spence, which Jaron Ennis has called these guys out for years. He's called Keith Thurman out for years. Now, Keith Thurman knows. I don't care what Keith Thurman says. Keith Thurman is an excellent talker. He talk a lot of shit. And I mean, he can talk his way out of a wet paper bag. Keith Thurman can talk. But when you really look at it, skill for skill, and you see what Jaron Ennis brings to the table, Keith Thurman knows that if he faces Jaron Ennis, he knows this young guy is potentially going to knock him off or knock him out. That's just being real. His competitors know it. Sean Porter, he knows it. That's why Sean Porter talked his shit, but he tried to retract his statement because he know once Boots called him out and said, you know what, you want to talk all that shit? You want to talk about me now? Come out of retirement and fuck with me. What did Sean Porter do? He shut the fuck up. See, like I said, when you talk that shit, that's fine. But see, you got to watch you talking that shit too. Because when I say fuck all the talk, come see about something, then what you gonna do? And see, that's what kind of fighter the Boots is. He don't do a lot of talking. The brother go to church every Sunday. If you guys follow Boots on Twitter, you'll get the notification every Sunday after service. He lets the people know, man, it was a great day of service, so on and so forth. The brother is spiritual. He don't talk a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? He don't do a lot of that backbiting, running back and forth, talking shit about people, trying to lure people in and talk shit to get fights. No, he ain't got to do that. He's already avoided. You know what I mean? So he ain't got to do that. His skill speaks for itself. And the way that he has went about his career has brought him to this point. He's already one of the most feared fighters, not only in the welterweight division, but in boxing. People do not want to fight Jaron Ennis. And if you're a welterweight trying to come up in the rankings, you don't want to fight Boots because you know he may knock you off or knock you out. And then that's going to knock you back down the rankings. That's just what it is. But see, if you are in the fight business, that's just a risk you got to take. You have to fight the best now in order to climb the rankings. If you fight and beat somebody at the top, guess what? That's going to prepare you. And if you're already, let's just say number 3, number 4, you top 5 already, and you number 5 or number 4, and you knock off number 3 and number 2, guess what? That's going to put you in a better position to fight numero uno. And right now, you got Terence Crawford and you got Errol Spence, 1A, 1B, however you want to look at it. But these guys are talking, negotiating. Hopefully they will bring us this fight within a year. They said they would. We shall see. But right now, the threat to both of these guys is Jaron Ennis. I don't see Virgil Ortiz as a threat to both of these guys. I think Virgil Ortiz gives Errol Spence a good fight. Terence Crawford stops Virgil Ortiz. He stops him. So when you look at a threat to the throne, right now, it's Jaron Ennis, hands down. And Spence and Crawford knows that. And between the two, the only one that has acknowledged it and really showed respect behind it is Terence Crawford. And I respect that. And I know between the two, he would give Boots the toughest fight because he's also a switch hitter. But more importantly, he's a thinker. He's very educated in the ring. He's very athletic. A lot of things that Jaron Ennis can do, Terence Crawford can do. Question is, who has the most power? Naturally, Jaron Ennis is bigger than Spence, and he's bigger than Crawford. Boots has power in both hands. Bud is nice with both hands, but I don't think Bud has power with both hands. When Bud gets hurt, he switches to southpaw. So I believe Bud's dominant and power hand is his left hand. But between the two, that's the threat. That is the threat. STANIONIS, his style. If you were talking about a Virgil Ortiz and STANIONIS fight, then you may have fireworks because their style, they're going to collide. But STANIONIS trying to pressure Boots, nah. Boots is going to pick him apart. Boots is going to pick him apart. And all he has to do is turn. All he got to do is turn him. Turn him. Just keep Stanionis mobile. When Stanionis tries to pressure him, tries to push him, Boots is going to fight. And Boots can fight off of the back foot. So if Stanionis is trying to pressure Jaron Boots Ennis, that's a bad course of action, because Jaron Boots Ennis can fight laterally, he can fight off of the back foot, and he can fight going forward. As a matter of fact, he can fight in the pocket. He may sit there and beat Stanionis at his own game. Fighters like Jaron Boots Ennis, Shakur Stevenson, these guys are slick and defensively sound enough. They can sit in the pocket with their opponent and get off their offense and not get hit. It is hard to beat somebody like that. If you can't beat somebody like that on the inside, because generally when somebody can dominate you from mid-range to the outside game, just say like Errol Spence, it's hard for people to get past that jab. And once they get past Errol's jab, Errol was vicious to the body. And Errol's inside game is not even, I ain't gonna say it's not nice, but it's not top tier. Errol was just powerful at going to the body. But as far as being slick on the inside and still getting off your shots, but still being able to cover up, Errol is not known for that. He's not known for that. But see, Terence Bud Crawford, he can do that. Bud can get on the inside, go to the body, and still be slick enough to tie you up, get his shots off, and get up out of there. That's why he told Errol, like, don't try that body shot shit with me, because you will get fucked up. Because he know, you don't think for years Terence Crawford has been studying Errol Spence? For years, not just a couple of fights, for years. And don't get it fucked up. You know Errol Spence has also been studying Terence Crawford. They knew it was just a matter of time before they collided. Just a matter of time. So you'll be a fool not to have studied each other. And you know also their camps have been studying. You know Derrick James ain't no fool. Derrick James had been watching fucking Terence Bud Crawford. After he beat Ugas, Derrick James told Errol Spence, look, we got to get back in the gym, because he knows that's the next fight coming down the pipeline. He knows that's the next fight that people are going to be talking about his guy facing in the ring, which is Terence Bud Crawford. So you have to stay sharp. Going up against somebody like Bud, you have to stay sharp. Going back to Jaron Boots Ennis, just got finished seeing a post from Boots today. I'm feeling very, very sharp lately. Jaron Boots Ennis stays in the gym, y'all. If Jaron Boots Ennis fights on Saturday, Monday, he's back in the gym. He's either working, he's either sparring, or he's doing the coach thing and helping somebody else in the gym possibly prepare for a fight, helping them on the mitts, working on combination, schooling them on a heavy bag, whatever. And they frequently have Cool Boy Steph and other fighters coming to the gym to get work in also. So Boots stays in the gym. He stays in the gym, man. He's hungry. It's like Boots ain't had a meal in 365 days. He stays hungry. He stays in the gym. He stays working. He stays perfecting his craft. He just got finished saying, I did 10 rounds using nothing but my jab. I just did 10 rounds using nothing but my jab. So I can get you on some Haney shit, and I can pick you apart, and I can beat you down with one hand. Because sometimes in a fight, what if you get hurt? Boots can show people angles they never seen before. That 74-inch arm reach, exactly. Speed, power, the jab, those combos. Hold on. Those combos, the counters off the Philly shell, and the way he finishes people. That's Jaron Boots Ennis is 5'10", as you said. You know what I'm saying? Who was that? That was Ill Will. Shout out to my man Nas. Shout out to Ill Will. Rest in peace. Okay, Ill Will says, he says, Boots can show people angles they never seen before. That 74-inch reach, speed, power, the jab, those combos, the counters off the Philly shell, and the way that basically he finishes people. Now, Jaron Bruce Ennis is an excellent finisher. He's an excellent finisher. If he gets you hurt, he will finish you. And not only he will finish you, he can finish you in multiple ways. And like you said, with that 74-inch reach, he can close distance very fast. You look at what he did to Delorme. You look at what he did to Custio Clayton. He got the Custio Clayton working off of the jab and then coming with the overhand right. Salute. Do you think Boots versus Stanionis will be on the Spence versus Bud undercard? Let me tell y'all something, my brother. That is a fantastic question. Fantastic question. If Jaron Bruce Ennis and Stanionis was on the Spence Crawford undercard, I'm telling you, that will make Ennis and Stanionis the co-main. And if Ennis and Stanionis is the co-main, people are going to be watching that fight. Most importantly, Errol Spence and Terence Crawford will be in a fucking dressing room getting their hands wrapped like this. Their eyes is going to be glued to the fucking screen. They're going to be looking at Boo's fucking fight because they know that work is potentially going to be down the fucking, matter of fact, might be the next fucking fight they see if they choose not to rematch each other. That's an excellent question. If that fight is on their, if it's on that card, that's going to be a co-main. That's not going to be on the undercard. That is going to be the co-main event. If Stanionis fights Jaron Ennis on that card, that's going to be the co-main. And that will be an excellent co-main as well. If you have Terence Crawford and Errol Spence as the main event, and as the co-main, have Jaron Bruce Ennis against Emantas Stanionis, and then everybody else under that, that'll be, the co-main and the main event alone is going to do fucking numbers. But if you add Jaron Ennis, which people know Bruce now, his name is starting to get out there because every time that you interview Terence Crawford and every time that you interview Errol Spence, his name is brought up. So people know who Jaron Bruce Ennis is. He is not a secret anymore. He is not. Before, people was like, okay, I thought I heard of this dude, but it sounds familiar. No. People know who Boots is now. He's damn near 30-0. More importantly, they are talking about him. That will be fire. Mr. Postman, I'm trying to tell you, you just bought some first-class mail, pimp. You know what I'm saying? That will be, not only that will be fire, that shit will be box office. That shit will be super explosive. That is the co-main will be, I'm telling you, that in my opinion, that will make this card and those fights, that'll probably be the best fights of the year. I don't give a fuck what Canelo did. I don't give a fuck. I was wondering, since they announced the winner of Ortiz fight as a WBA mandatory, and man, these fucking comments, they be disappearing too fast. Announced the winner of the Ortiz fight as WBA mandatory and the Boots fights and beat Stanionis. That means Ortiz has to fight Boots this time. Correct. You got to see what, because I don't know how, but some divisions, they have Ortiz over Jaron Bruce Ennis. And after Ortiz fights McKenson, I'll put it to you like this. Jaron Bruce Ennis already called Virgil Ortiz out. So fuck what the sanctioning bodies want to make them do. Jaron Bruce Ennis already called. He called out Ortiz too. He called out Virgil too. Virgil, they do not want to fight. They said he want to fight Boots, but he's the same way. He comes forward and he basically chops and breaks and knocks his opponent out. He's not going to be able to do that with Boots. And if he tried, Jaron Bruce Ennis is smart enough to beat Virgil Ortiz at his own game. He knows this. Virgil's father knows this. So whatever bullshit they try to kick the ES News and Fight Hype and all that, it doesn't matter, man. Like real fight fans who really analyze the game, as I like to say, they provide a fan analysis. You know what I mean? Because we analyze these fights, we analyze these fighters But at the same time, we're also fans. So I like to merge the two, and I like to say the finalysis. So the finalysis of Virgil Ortiz facing Jaron Ennis, he's going to get stopped. He's going to get knocked out. And Virgil knows this. He knows this. That's why he's trying to stack up these wins or possibly get a big money fight with Spence or somebody like that. Because if he does get if somebody does take his O, he wants it to be somebody like a Crawford or a Spence. Because if he gets knocked off by Jaron Ennis, which it ain't nothing wrong with getting beat by Jaron Ennis, because they're already talking about Jaron Ennis on a caliber and on the echelon and level of Bud Crawford and Errol Spence. So that just goes to tell you that they're going to say some shit like it's risk versus reward. It's too much risk for them to fight Boots, and they're not going to get enough, quote unquote, money in order to take that fucking loss. But taking a loss to somebody like Spence, I don't mind, because that'll be the biggest payday of my career. Same reason why certain people would love to get in there and fight Canelo, because they don't mind getting fucked up and losing to Canelo. Because why? That's going to be the biggest payday of their fucking career. And I hate when fighters do that shit. But at the same time, I respect it and I understand, because it ain't no health plan in fucking boxing. And you can lose your life. You can get your cereal fucking scrambled and shit. You know, so you come out that ring saying your fucking ABCs backwards and shit if you get caught with the right fucking shot. So I understand why motherfuckers want to get that bag. I really do. But some people, man, who are not on that level, they just make it all about the money instead of the fight. And I hate fighters like that. You know what I mean? It just shows you ain't got no fucking skill. And you're just waiting to be exposed. I'm telling y'all, Virgil Ortiz, he gets exposed if he fights Jaron Ennis. Boots will expose him. You know what I'm saying? He is going to make Virgil Ortiz, he's going to take away everything that Virgil Ortiz can do. Well, I'm saying STANIONIS took step aside for Spence Crawford. So WBA is next. Damn, that shit's be going too quick. Ill Will said, well, I'm saying STANIONIS took a step aside for Spence/Crawford. So WBA is next called on. So if Boots beats STANIONIS and Ortiz gets mandatory, then if Spence/Crawford is over, Boots versus Ortiz for the WBA. I don't know their rankings for the WBA, but I know Boots is the IBF mandatory. I don't know what where Virgil, you know what I'm saying, sits at. So I don't know what's it depends. I mean, what's their ranking for the WBA? Because you can't, depending upon Virgil and Boots or whatever, for them fight for the WBA title, which right now Spence has, because he picked that shit up from Ugas. If they fight, this is Spence and Crawford, and if they have a rematch and immediate rematch clause, which in my opinion, I believe that they should have an immediate rematch clause. And besides the immediate rematch clause, I told you guys before, I see this fight being a trilogy, meaning a trilogy. You can get 3 fights out of Spence versus Crawford. You're going to, I mean, if you're smart, and each bag is going to be lovely. You can Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence can be a trilogy. And after that, both of the asses can move up to 154 and then let Boots take over 147. So then the Virgil Ortiz, the STANIONIS, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that's coming up, you know what I mean? The Speedy Rashidi Ellis, all these guys who, quote unquote, they want to take a shot at Boots. They come up and come in the 147-pound division. Boots wants all that smoke. And the only way, in my opinion, that he's going to be able to knock all these guys off is when Errol Spence and Terence Crawford finally leaves the division. Because, and more importantly, if they choose to fight each other 2 to 3 times, that will give Jaron Ennis an opportunity to fight a Virgil Ortiz and, like I said, the Speedy Rashidi, all these guys who are quote unquote up and coming. And Speedy Rashidi, he's with the PBC now, and you know what I'm saying, they ain't got no problem with walking with what's going on, Trey. Boots going to be an all-time great. That's his plan. That's what he says. That's what he wants to do. He wants to take over the 147-pound division, become undisputed. He put his, I mean, this dude put his, he's 25 years old, and he done put his roadmap of what he wants to do in boxing. He put that shit out there already. Fuck all that one fight at a time. Fuck all that. Boots said, I want to take over the 147-pound division. After I clean that shit out, I want to take over the 154-pound division. After I clean that shit out, I'm going to 60. After I clean that shit out, I may wrap this shit up and end my career at 68. So basically what he's saying he wants to do, he wants to be an undisputed 4-division champion. He wants to be undisputed in each division that he fights in. If he is able to do that, and with his skill set and his frame, Boots can go to 68. He's bigger than Spence and he's bigger than Crawford. And he just got finished telling Spence, I'm bigger than you. You know what I mean? And Spence kept on talking that big fish shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, the fucking clock is ticking for Errol. You know what I'm saying? And between Errol and Bud is the only one that's keeping it respectful, civil. He's giving Boots his props and his credit because Bud knows, he sees the threat in Jaron Boots Ennis. So it makes no sense to play fucking Boots down like, you know what I'm saying, I'm the big fish and all that. Nigga, you the big fish because of your stats. Because if you have, you're unified, you know what I'm saying, 3-belt champion. But that's only in one fucking division. Love Haney, Boots, and Shakur approach on their boxing careers. Well, right now, Devin Haney, he's the undisputed lightweight champion. So as far as, you know what I'm saying, as far as his career, he's already off to a great start. You know what I mean? Devin Haney, eventually, though, he's going to probably wind up moving up to 40. But right now, he's the man at 135. He accomplished a huge goal already by being undisputed. So if Devin Haney, after he gets finished with Kambosos, in my opinion, that should be his next move. You were undisputed already, you know what I mean, at 135. I don't see him moving backwards and fighting somebody like Shakur Stevenson, even though that would be, in my opinion, that would be a good fight. But I don't see Devin Haney moving backwards to go to 130 and fight Shakur, because Shakur is only getting better and he's only getting stronger. I think Shakur Stevenson, he beats Devin Haney. I think Shakur Stevenson can stop Devin Haney. So Haney at 135, he's undisputed. He should go to 140 after he leaves 135 and do what he got to do there. And that shouldn't be hard, because 140 ain't stacked like that. I'm hearing talks about Gary Antoine Russell versus Prograis fight. What do you think? Gary Antoine Russell versus Regis Prograis, a.k.a. the Rougarou. I think that's a good fight. That's a hell of a fight for Gary Antoine Russell and for, you know what I'm saying, the Rougarou. That's a hell of a fight, bro. I don't know. Where did you hear that at? Who was talking about that? Who was that? That was Trey? Yeah, Trey. Who was talking about that? You know, who's talking about Regis Prograis, Gary Antoine Russell? Because Gary Antoine Russell, he's definitely trying to make his mark. You know what I mean? He's trying to get out of that. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to get out of his brother's shadow. Because right now, his brother Gary Russell, he's the prominent Russell right now. And being as though he lost his title, so right now is the perfect time for, you know what I'm saying, for his little brother to go on his run and kind of not only rekindle the family name, but to get that spotlight shining on him. So right now is the perfect time, and he's a hell of a fighter. But Regis Prograis, fantastic southpaw, great power, smart, good boxer, tough. But see, sometimes Regis Prograis be having fucking mental lapses. That's how he fucking lost. Sometimes he be having mental lapses and shit. He has to stay focused. That's his biggest liability. You know what I mean? Just staying focused. And right now, Gary Antoine Russell, he is focused. You know what I'm saying? He knows and sees what he wants and where he wants to be. And right now, he has the edge as far as mental clarity and where he sees and projects his future in the division and coming up in the rankings. He has a better mindset and vision on where he wants to be. So that makes him a bit more dangerous than Regis Prograis. But stylistically, skill for skill, talent for talent, what they bring to the table, great fight. Great fight. I will pay to see that fight. That will be a great matchup. So if they're talking about that fight, I know for a fact Gary Antoine Russell probably wouldn't mind that fight. Question is, will Regis Prograis be game to fight Russell? If so, that's a hell of a fight. That's a hell of a fight. I wouldn't, and that will be a great build up. You know what I'm saying? Because both of them, you know what I'm saying? Both of them talk a little bit of shit. Both of them's a little bit sassy, you know what I'm saying? So that'd be a great build up. I mean, that will be a great fight all around. The build up will be good. Both of them have, you know what I'm saying, good stories, especially, you know what I mean, Gary Antoine Russell, because after they lost their pop, they are most certainly on, you know what I'm saying, a physical mission, you know what I mean, because they feel as though the Gary Russell, I heard another podcast talking about it. Yeah, I don't know if they were talking, but see, if they were talking about it as far as it being a possible fight or a fantasy fight, stylistically, that's a great idea. But realistically, is it true? You know what I mean? Because if it's true, but I got Prograis winning that fight. You got Regis Prograis winning that fight. Will said it's possible. I think it's possible too, and I think they should make that fight. And Trey, you got Regis in that fight. I got Gary Antoine Russell. You know what I'm saying? You could take Regis. You know what I'm saying? I got Gary Antoine Russell. I heard 2 days ago. Will said he heard that shit 2 days ago. So I don't know, man. That might be something buzzing on a boxing radar. You know what I mean? It might be something buzzing. If it is buzzing on the radar, that will be a great fight. I will personally be looking forward to talking about that fight because that's a great fight. You know what I mean? Regis Prograis does have power. He's a very talented, you know what I'm saying, southpaw. But like I said, if he's mentally on point and he's mentally on track, because sometimes, you know what I mean, Regis be fucking up, you know what I'm saying? I think he be smoking too much weed, you know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at him though, you know what I mean? But he be in the bayou on the back porch and shit blowing, you know what I'm saying, getting that shit the fuck in. But Gary Antoine Russell and them, man, like them niggas, them motherfuckers is, they focused, dog. Everyone said Regis because Gary don't set his shots up enough. I was in a live chat about it. Gary Antoine Russell is, he's a little bit more raw. You know what I mean? His shots maybe not be as polished, but I will say that his destruction and his process, it may look chaotic, but I believe that it is somewhat systematic. It's a method to his madness. Regis Prograis may be a bit more polished, but sometimes that's what can disrupt a more polished boxer. If somebody's a better boxer than you, then you have to be a little more awkward. But you have to be what you call a polished, awkward fighter. You just can't be doing wild shit. It has to be a method to your madness. You know what I mean? You have to be throwing some shit and doing some shit to set certain shit up. And I believe that Gary Antoine Russell, he does do that. And more importantly, I believe that he wants to learn, and I believe that he continues to learn. So if he fights somebody like Prograis, I believe that he's not only going to do his homework, but he's going to train his ass off for that fight. And we're probably going to see a better version of Gary Antoine Russell. And that's how you tell if a fighter is on the rise or they just may be somewhere around here. If every time that you fight somebody, you step your game up, you continue to step your game up. And so far, that's what Gary Antoine Russell has done. You know what I mean? He's little by little, he's learning, he's improving, he's stepping his game up. But to be safe, Regis Prograis, he's doing the same thing. He's continually learning, getting better. You know what I'm saying? trying to stay more focused. Because like I said, sometimes that's the biggest thing with him. He be having mental lapses and shit. And sometimes, you know what I mean, that's what be throwing him off and shit. But if he stays focused, remain focused, you know what I mean? Like he can be that guy, you know what I'm saying, at 140. And 140 is pretty much, in my opinion, is a division that's pretty much open for the taking. There is really nobody, not that I see, that is like, okay, he's the top guy at 140. 140 has a couple of nice players, but nobody is like really on that path where it's set in stone that they are the guy to beat at 140. That's why 140 is the division. Like I said, man, it's open. All these guys have to do is just stay focused, stay fighting, you know what I mean? And most importantly, keep winning and keep improving. If they do those things, you know what I mean, eventually the best man at 140 is going to end up at the top. You know what I mean? But right now you have a couple of players, man, you know what I mean? Everybody's trying to fight for that proverbial spot. So, but Regis Prograis, if you have to look at all these guys and you have to say, well, you know what, who may be on that way, then Regis probably would be that guy that you would have to say, you know what, he may be that guy at 140 who's, I don't know, it could be Regis. You know what I'm saying? It could be him. I mean, I wouldn't knock it, but I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm trying to tell you, man, it's just something about Gary Antoine Russell that I see that I don't know why. I don't know why either, man. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just, you know what I mean, because that the family lineage or whatever, but I mean, I feel as though, you know what I'm saying, like he's going to be a tough fight for anybody at 140. But him and Regis Prograis would be a good fight. That would be a good fight and a good test for both guys. You know what I'm saying? That would be a good test for Regis, and that would be a good test for Russell. And that would most definitely be the biggest win of Gary Antoine Russell. That'd be the biggest win of his career. And if he was able to beat a Regis Prograis, that puts him in line to being the top guy in the division. You know what I mean? So that's a great conversation. That's a great conversation piece. You know what I mean? When you're talking about 140, you know what I mean? Or fights to make at 140, Russell versus Prograis, that is a great conversation starter. That'd be a great fight at 140. Ill Will says, I love Gary, and I think he's not showing everything, kind of like Boots only gives you what he has to. I mean, well, as far as that's a hell of a comparison too. But with Boots though, and Boots said this shit himself, you know what I mean? Because I keep saying, like, he said that he hasn't showed 50% of what he can do. But for real, Boots was saying some shit like, I only showed like 20%, 25% of what I can fucking do. I mean, bro, this brother is staring me 30 fights in, undefeated. And if you still telling people we have not seen even half of what you can do, first of all, personally, it boggles my fucking mind because I want to know what the fuck else can this dude do? And I seen Boots spar. I seen Boots do some shit in fucking sparring where he did some tricky shit. You know, that's why I said Boots can stand there with you toe to toe. And you know what I'm saying? Boots can stand there with you toe to toe and be fucking moving and shit. You know what I mean? Slipping. You could be right there in front of Boots. You know what I'm saying? And Boots be on some Neo shit. You know what I mean? Be slipping and shit, have motherfuckers missing. You know what I mean? He can do some shit with his feet. Like you looking at his hands and Boots do some shit with his feet and Boots will wind up over here and shit. And by the time that you turn the transition, Boots is going to catch you with some hot shit. You know what I'm saying? He gonna knock you the fuck out. So Boots, I'm telling you, man, like Boots is fucking special, bro. But Gary Antoine Russell, like, he's not like his brother. Like their fighting styles is different. Gary Russell, the older brother, he was more polished. As far as being a boxer, he was more polished. His speed was better. And he was smarter. You know what I mean? But I do believe that best believe that Gary is there schooling his little brother. You know what I mean? He's schooling him. But see, boxing is different because mental learning, or like you had somebody learning in school, is different. Everybody mental aptitude is different on how they process information. You know what I mean? How they download information, especially when you talk about boxing, because boxing is mostly mental. But the physical aspects of boxing, you have to be talented or gifted enough in those areas as well. So just because they share the same bloodline, it doesn't mean that they have the same gifts. Gary was different. You know what I'm saying? Gary Russell was different. Gary Russell was a special talent. Like how long did he held on to the fucking WBC title? And he kept on saying because nobody wanted to fight him. I mean, I don't necessarily, agree with that. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you gotta do a Devin Haney. Sometimes you gotta take less to make fights, and always trying to say, I got the belt, I need this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to make it about the fight instead of the bag. You know what I mean? So I think a couple of fights Gary Russell could have had if he would have had that mindset. Now he lost his title, but he did get the surgery. You know what I mean? So we're going to see how his career progresses when he comes back to the sport. You can't blame it on your shoulder right now, but the hard thing for Gary Russell is now he's no longer a champion. So he's going to have to get a couple of fights under his belt to get, to get his name back out there. And like I said, you got your little brother, you know what I mean? He's trying to take over, you know what I mean? He wants to be the Russell that people talks about. So that's going to be, that's going to be a little bit different, man. But like I said, Antoine Russell, I'm not going to say, or like Will was talking about, he hasn't had to show everything. I don't think it's a matter of he had to show everything. I think it's a situation where he hasn't learned everything. What you think about Mo Hooker and Blair Cobbs? I think Mo is training over there at I think Mo Hooker trains with Bomac and them, right? Trey, I think Mo Hooker trained with Bomac and them. I told y'all, Blair fucking Cobbs is. I heard Hooker came in 3 pounds over. I haven't heard about that yet. As far as him, coming in overweight. But if he came in at 3, if they fight, I don't know. Depends on, depends on the. What's in the contract? 3 pounds to lose. That would be tough. So I don't know. But Mo Hooker, to be honest with you, I haven't seen a lot of Mo Hooker fights. But I'm gonna say this: I don't even have to, because if I just look at Blair, the Flair, Cobbs, and all that bullshit, Blair Cobbs talk too much. That's number one. When he was doing all that talking, for his last fight, I'm talking about he was coming at Jaron Boots Ennis after the fight, talking about something he's ready for Terence Crawford, Errol Spence, all the top guys. And then he gets in the ring and gets fucking embarrassed. I'm talking about got embarrassed. He got beat the fuck up. Anytime that you get beat the fuck up to the point you don't know where the fuck you at, and you start throwing shots at the fucking ref, you fucked up. So he has to proving something to the fans, to the media, fuck all that. You need to prove something to yourself. Because after Blair Cobbs got exposed and embarrassed in his last fight, I'll put it to you like this. If Mo Hooker was the best opponent that Blair Cobbs has ever faced in his career, if he was the best fighter that Blair Cobbs has ever faced, for Blair Cobbs to redeem himself, in my opinion, he has to stop or knock out Mo Hooker. Fuck all that going to a decision. No, don't leave it in the judge's hands. You have to go in there and stop this man or knock this man out. That's the kind of performance that you have to do. After the performance and the taste that you left in boxing fans' mouth after your last outing. If you blare the Flair Cobbs, that's what you have to do. And for him to talk all that shit, talking about something, yeah, I spent time in Philly and all this. I know how Philly. I'm like, how did you spend time in Philly? And you know how Philly fighters is, but yet you don't fight anything like a Philly fighter. You don't have this. You don't have that skill, slickness, or that grit. So apparently, you must have spent some time in fucking Philly. But I don't know. Maybe you was taking in the sights. You know what I mean? Looking at the Liberty Bell, the Declaration of Independence. You know what I'm saying? Going down Old City and shit like that. Going over there to you know what I'm saying, Max's. You know what I mean? Getting cheesesteaks and shit. Maybe. But you wasn't in the gyms. You wasn't in the slums. You wasn't in the trenches. Because he doesn't fight anything like a fucking Philly fighter at all. At all. You know what I mean? And then he was talking about, you know what I mean, trying to, you know what I mean, jump on that Canelo bandwagon because he spent some time in Guadalajara, you know what I'm saying, Mexico. Because I don't know if you guys know the story or the backstory about Blair Cobbs, but, you know what I mean, like his pop was basically, you know what I'm saying, was a drug dealer. You know what I mean? His pop got jammed up and fucking while they was in Mexico and shit. And that's when Blair Cobbs was in fucking Mexico. And after his pop got jammed up with the law, and then that's when, you know what I mean, that's when his family, grandmama or whatever, you know what I mean, that's when they took him in. And he came back to the States. And then his real boxing journey, you know what I'm saying, began. But he really wasn't boxing and shit, doing all that shit like he proclaimed that he was once he was in Mexico. Nah, because you don't even fight like a fucking Mexican fighter. Wow, I didn't know that about Blair. Yeah, Trey. That's Blair Cobbs, you know what I'm saying, backstory and shit. So when you talk all that shit about, you know what I'm saying, Guadalajara, you know what I mean, like he a fucking black Canelo and all this kind of shit. No, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You was in fucking Mexico and shit, you know what I'm saying, because your pop got jammed up and shit. His ass thought he was fucking Pablo, you know what I'm saying? But he was more like Rilo and got jammed the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? So your motherfucking ass wound up getting shipped the fuck back, you know what I'm saying, up north and shit to the States and shit. Because he went to the feds. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So Blair Cobbs and shit, you know what I mean? Like Blair Cobbs, he just do a lot of fucking talking, bro. You know what I mean? And one thing I say about Adrian Broner, who was another talker of the game, but Adrian Broner, biggest problem is the fact that he just doesn't throw fucking punches. But AB has skill. AB has fucking real skill and talent, ability. But he just don't throw fucking punches. He's a multi-division world champion. Blair Cobbs ain't did shit. He ain't did shit. For him to talk all that shit that he talks, you would have thought that he done had a couple of championships. He's a 1 or 2 division champion, world champion. Blair Cobbs ain't did shit. And Blair Cobbs is like, and it's fucking, I forgot how old Blair Cobbs is, man. But by the time Blair Cobbs is, I think he's like in his 30s, man. I may not have, shit, I got anything about Blair Cobbs. No, I don't have anything on this phone right here about Blair Cobbs. I did. I might have got rid of that shit. But Blair Cobbs, man, I think Blair Cobbs is in his fucking 30s, bro. You know what I mean? So it's like, and he hasn't accomplished nothing. So he's 32. Yeah, he's 32. And he hasn't appreciate that. Well, you know what I'm saying? He ain't did shit. Hold on, what's that comment? I didn't see that. Broner versus Ryan Garcia. How do you think that fight plays out? Oh man, Trey, why you say Broner versus Ryan Garcia? That fight ain't cool. Well, I mean, AB said he's staying at 140. You know what I'm saying? AB said he's staying at 140. You know what I mean? I put it to you like this. Adrian Broner versus Ryan Garcia would actually sell. Because of who Adrian Broner is, And Ryan Garcia, he also, believe it or not, he talk a lot of shit too. But we have to see how AB looks against Omar Figueroa, because remember they kept on pushing this fight. I'm pushing this fight back. I personally want to see how AB look, because that Mexican style, that aggressive style, is his Achilles heel. So I need to see how he looks. Most importantly, how he does against Omar Figueroa. If he looks good, and most importantly, if he beats Omar Figueroa, then a fight like Ryan Garcia could possibly be entertained. Because at this level, and keep in mind, Adrian Broner said that he wants to be a champion again. So in order for you to be a champion again, you have to be on a champion's path. And fighting somebody like Omar Figueroa, and if you beat Omar Figueroa, if he stops or knocks out Omar Figueroa, which is reaching, but if he happens to, you know what I'm saying, knock him out or stop him, okay, then that will put him in position to talk about, I would say it will put him in a position to talk about a fight, you know, with Ryan Garcia. And matter of fact, for real, Ryan Garcia ain't above fighting somebody like AB. For real, when you really think about it. And Ryan Garcia, he wants to be at 140. And if he can't get the fight with Tank, which will be at 135, because Floyd already came out and said, I don't give a fuck what you want. If you want to fight Tank Davis, it has to be at 135. So if that fight can't be made, which Oscar De La Hoya said financially, he backs Ryan Garcia in that fight. And most importantly, he doesn't mind sitting down with Floyd, Leonard Ellaby, PBC, whoever, and making that fight happen. So theoretically, that fight should be made. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. If that fight could be made, should be made, and you have both promoters talking about the fight could be made, why hasn't that fight been made yet? Ryan Garcia coming off a victory, Tank Davis coming off a victory. That's because they are looking at Tank to fight somebody else. Now, who can that somebody else be? Could it possibly be Devin Haney? Keep in mind, during the build-up to Devin Haney and George Ferocious Kambosos, during that build-up, and with Tank, you know what I'm saying, was also preparing to fight his last fight, they said if we both are successful, then I would like, this is Tank Davis now. I did a short about it. Go back and check it out. He said that if Devin Haney is successful, if he is successful, then I want that fight next. And Devin Haney had, as a matter of fact, even after he beat George Kambosos, he has went on record and says that I would love to make the Tank Davis fight. Excuse me. So now you got, and now this, well, here's the thing. And this what makes that fight tricky. Because Kambosos, they're contractually obligated to fight Devin Haney. But they have to come up with the money. Devin Haney took the short end of the financial stick when he fought Kambosos the first time around. So now, financially, Kambosos and company and Kambosos and country, they have to get the financial backing to pay Devin Haney. And Devin Haney, you know, he will want that change. He gonna want that fucking change. And he's going to stipulate, if you guys cannot come up with XYZ, then I'm going to fight somebody else. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to fight somebody else. Then the question is, if he's allowed to fight somebody else, will the titles be on the table? That's the question. Will the titles be on the table? Because you can't cheat George Kambosos out of his opportunity, in that rematch. Because they're already contractually obligated. So Devin Haney can't go fight somebody else and then lose the titles to somebody else. And then, you know what I mean, fight Devin Haney again in the rematch when he ain't got no fucking belts. So that whole scenario is just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? That whole scenario is just a little bit fucking tricky. You know what I mean? But it's real simple when you look at it. As far as Haney and Kambosos, y'all know that y'all got to pay Devin Haney. Come up with the money or move on. Devin Haney will fight Kambosos because they're contractually obligated, but he really doesn't want to. In my opinion, if Devin Haney fight Kambosos again, he's getting stopped or he's getting knocked out. You know what I'm saying? He fucking picked Kambosos apart with his fucking jab. If he fight Kambosos again, and Kambosos barely touched him, you know what I mean? He barely fucking touched him. And you seen the print when Kambosos, when they said during the interview, he said that my team told me that I was winning the fight. That is exactly why you lost, because your corner fucking lied to you. And your corner being your father, if your father was your trainer, Boots beat STANIONIS. Nate's Boxing Nation. Welcome to the chat, my brother. Nate's Boxing Nation says Boots beat STANIONIS. So let's switch back to Boots and STANIONIS. Yes. Well, in my opinion, Boots does beat STANIONIS. Now, I went back. I did my research. I told y'all that I was going to go back because I seen a couple of STANIONIS' fights. But when somebody made the comment that he's durable, meaning that he's durable is not going to be easy. Thank you for having me, my brother. Love your channel. Hey, thank you, my brother. God bless you, man. You know what I'm saying? Like they said that STANIONIS is we train with Boots. That's what's up. Also, y'all from Philly. I'm from Philly, dog. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all train with Boots, y'all from the city. So if you from Philly, you really my brother. You dig what I mean? Shout out to Philly, baby. You dig what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Philly, man. Shout out to the dungeon. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Philly all day. Philly forever, man. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to get biased and shit. You know what I'm saying? I be trying to put that shit outside of, you know what I mean? Okay, but putting my love for my city, you dig what I'm saying? I'm in Miami right now and shit, but I'm from Philly. And I trained at Shula's 43rd in Brooklyn in West Philly. But Boots, well, no, hold up. STANIONIS, I'm from Jersey. Shout out to Philly. Okay, Trey from Jersey and shit, bro. You right up the road, dog. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Miami. You know what I'm saying? Salute. Yeah, you think what I'm saying? I'm trying to get back to Philly, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get back to Philly. Believe that. You know what I'm saying? But they be breaking my heart, dog. We go talk about STANIONIS and shit in Philly. I mean, my bad, in Boots and shit. But like, in case y'all don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, Philly is the best one of the best boxing cities on the planet. You know what I'm saying? We breed champions, fucking champions. Go back and look at the fucking history. You dig what I'm saying? We breed champions. So if you want the best work, go to Philly. You know what I'm saying? That's why when Boots becomes a fucking champion, which he will, dog, that shit will be over. You know what I mean? We will. OFC, I know Philly breed champ. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of the reasons why, like, I'm trying to get back to Philly, dog. You know what I'm saying? Because once I get back to Philly, then I'm able to really get out there and then get into the gyms and shit like I really want to. Man, I'm telling you, dog. You know, I'm like, that shit really will be over. I'm going to stay at somebody's fucking gym. I'm going to stay, and I'm going to start training this shit again. Yeah, down the bottom, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to West Philly, you know what I mean? Shout out to my pop old head, you know what I'm saying? Two Guns and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to my OGs and shit down there in West Philly, cuz, you know what I'm saying, down the bottom. Shout out to my sister. Hey man, y'all go check my sister restaurant out. You know what I'm saying? Shamika Soul Food. You know what I'm saying? Go check her out and shit. You dig what I'm saying? But yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that, Nate. Man, hold up, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. They got wrench my brother the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? But all right. Now STANIONIS and Boots. Now I talked about this shit before, dog. Like STANIONIS, his biggest Shamika Soul Food. Exactly. Best that food will be good as shit. You know what I'm saying? Come back and tell her brother. You know, her brother sent you. You know what I'm saying? Now, like I said, STANIONIS and shit. You know what I mean? Like his style, bro. And I do like STANIONIS style because I like an aggressive fighter, but you have to be skillful. It's more than just being a come forward fighter. You have to be skillful. That's why I like Usyk Cruz. Usyk Pitbull Cruz is a come forward fighter, but he has skill. You know what I mean? He doesn't just come in and pressure you. You know what I'm saying? He throws his shots. You know what I mean? He comes in low, but he throws his shots and he's accurate. And his uppercut is fucking vicious. You know what I mean? His uppercut is fucking vicious. That's how Tank hurt his fucking hand. He uses that big rock solid fucking head that he got. You know what I mean? That's a part of his fucking defense. You know what I'm saying? He be fucking catching shots off his fucking knot. You know what I mean? That's why he comes in like that. So he be catching shots off his fucking head. Usyk Pitbull Cruz, I fuck with the young boy. I fuck with him. But STANIONIS, man, he has a great left hook to the body, a great left hook. He has a nice jab. And he likes to set up his overhand right off the jab. And when he throws that double left hook be vicious, you know what I'm saying? Because he digs that shot to the body perfectly, bro. In his last four fucking fights, you know what I'm saying, with Butayev, Collazo, Delorme, and Gonzalez, you know what I mean? He utilized that shot. When he fought Delorme, you know what I mean? He used that shot a lot. That's why when he fought Delorme, I was like, Delorme is giving STANIONIS a hell of a fight. And STANIONIS was catching Delorme with some shit. He was catching Delorme with some shit. And Delorme was rallying back in spots, catching STANIONIS with some shit. And I was like, how can he be giving STANIONIS a fight like this and Boots stop fucking Delorme in one round? What the fuck is it? That should make you think. If Delorme took STANIONIS 12 rounds and Boots took this motherfucker out in one round, what does that tell you? That tells you Boots' power is real. That's number one. And STANIONIS trying to come forward fighting Boots, he is going to get fucked up. Boots is too slick, and plus Boots know how to check those shots. When he try to come with that left hook to the body and shit, Boots is going to check that bitch. Boop. He's going to check it, snuff it, and come right up. You know what I'm saying? Come with that motherfucking uppercut. He's going to check him, catching with, you know what I'm saying, depending upon what stance he in, you know what I mean, catching with the hook. And Boots is going to slide and turn his motherfucking ass and reset and probably re-engage. You know what I mean? But Boots is too slick for what STANIONIS like to do. I mean, I just see JARON Ennis picking him apart. Boots is fucking jab. Boots also has a nice power jab. You know what I mean? And I be trying to tell people, man, like, you can use the jab in various ways. You know what I'm saying? You can jab to the body. You can up jab. You can, you know what I'm saying? You can soft jab. Just, you know what I'm saying? Touch and get range. And Boots can use his jab in all different type of ways. And being as though he can throw both hands and has power with both hands, I'm telling you, man, I just see him setting STANIONIS up with some shit and catching him with some shit and hurting him. And once he hurts him, I just don't know what he's going to hurt him with. Because STANIONIS is tough. But I will have to say this. The competitors, especially his last 4 fights that STANIONIS have fought, none of them went to the body. None of them went to the body. And when you have a pressure fighter like that, that's if it's hard to get to their head, especially, that's the first thing that you go after, man. You start going after and try to work on the body. Nobody went after the body. Even when he fought Collazo. Collazo was a fucking veteran, and he wasn't going to the body. He was just trying to go up top, and he was throwing slow-ass combinations and slow-ass shots. I mean, that fucking fight was disgusting. And it just goes to show some fighters, once you start getting up there in age, it's time to leave the sport. That just goes to show either you didn't make money in your career or you fucked up your money. Because if you look that fucking bad, this is Collazo, and you 40 years old, So you did something wrong in your fucking career. Manny Pacquiao was 40 years old when he fought Adrian Broner and shit. You know what I mean? And Manny Pacquiao looked fucking good. You know what I'm saying? He out jabbed Adrian Broner, out punched Adrian Broner. He was the more busy fighter in that fight, and he was the older competitor. Same thing with Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman kind of rallied back, you know what I mean, in the second half of the fight. You know what I mean? He kind of picked things up, but Manny Pacquiao still edged his ass out and still beat him. That's the difference between somebody really dedicated and like the boxing. Manny Pacquiao didn't drink, didn't smoke. He was an avid basketball player. He still worked out and trained, and most importantly, he ate right. And when he wasn't fighting, Manny Pacquiao didn't blow up in weight. Manny Pacquiao generally weighed in at 146 or whatever, 146 and some change. Manny Pacquiao, he blows up to maybe 154. You know what I'm saying? He's only anywhere from 5. I probably wouldn't even put Manny Pacquiao, you know what I'm saying, being 10 pounds above his weight class, ever. When you see fucking Manny Pacquiao was always slim. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why with Manny, you know what I'm saying, before he came to LA and got with Freddie Roach, you'll see Manny, you know what I'm saying, running in the mountains and shit, you know what I mean, just drop a couple of pounds. So once he hits the gym, it's over. I heard J-Rock about the fight at 160. How do you see him doing? See, I just got finished telling Trey that. I think that was Trey, or it might have been A, that was asking about J-Rock. And I told him, you know what I'm saying, like after the Danny Garcia fight, they asked Boots about J-Rock, you know what I'm saying, at 154. And Boots was like, J-Rock, he not fighting at 154, he fighting at 60. Boots is going to make Stanionis submit and give up that regular WBA. Yeah, it's the regular WBA, you know what I'm saying? But fuck all that, man. You need the super. You know what I mean? The regular ain't the one to hold weight. You need the WBA title that Spence got. But to answer the question, you know what I'm saying? Nate said about J-Rock. I mean, J-Rock, man. See, I just don't know what the fuck happened with Julian J-Rock Williams, man. You know what I'm saying? Because J-Rock, when J-Rock fought Jarrett Hurd, oh my God. When we was talking about the inside game, like that's how he fucking beat Jarrett Hurd. J-Rock fought beautifully on the inside. Cause like I haven't seen somebody fight like that. I see Boots in the gym. Yeah, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, like, look. That's why I gotta get back to Philly, man. Like you said, I want to see Boots up. You know, I want to see him in the gym working while he fucking working. But you know what I'm saying, like, but J-Rock though, dog. You know what I'm saying, like J-Rock, he had a fucking lovely inside game. You know what I mean, like he beat and picked Jarrett Hurd apart, and then he came back when he fought the Banana, and then he looked like a totally different fighter. And then after he got beat, you know what I mean? Like he was saying like they didn't approach camp well and they was doing all this kind of shit. No. So what that meant was you basically didn't take him seriously. So you didn't take your camp serious. You know what I'm saying? So you thought you were probably going to be able to go in there and fucking knuckle this dude and ball this dude up. You know what I'm saying? But no, you can't do that. You never underestimate your opponent. You know what I'm saying? Because boxing is a game of opportunity. Once you get your opportunity, you have to seize it, especially if you're trying to climb the ranks, bro. Because you got so many people, bro, it ain't enough room at the top. The only room at the top is probably like a Bud and Spence situation, like a 1A, 1B, however you want to dice that shit up. But it's not enough room at the top for 3 or 4 fucking people to keep, no, it ain't like that. So you can't underestimate anybody. Once you get an opportunity, you have to seize it. Most importantly, if you hear or if you fight somebody who, in my opinion, that people don't really know about, those are the guys that you need to be paying attention to, because these dudes could have been under the fucking radar. Yeah, they might have had a loss or two, but you know what? They realize, like, you know what? That's how I feel about Gamboa. What you mean? Because Gamboa, man, Gamboa done, bro. Where your sister soul food spot located? Me and my girl trying to find it. Go to damn, bro. Go Nate, go on Facebook and go on Facebook and shit, and then type it in on Facebook. I think it's in fucking Germantown, man. But see, I'm on my other phone and shit, and the shit is in my other phone and shit. Go on Facebook, cause she posting that shit on Facebook. Go on Facebook and then type in Shamika's you know what I mean? She spell her name different. You know what I'm saying? But a Shamika Soul Food. Once you start typing that shit in, that shit should pop up. You know what I mean? Let me know if it do. What was I saying? What's the last question? Oh yeah, about Gamboa. Gamboa, man, but Gamboa done though, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like Trey, like what you meant about Gamboa? Because Gamboa is fucking, and Gamboa, like I said, Gamboa, he's at that journeyman stage. I can't even call Gamboa a gatekeeper because he been getting fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like he's been getting fucked up. You know what I mean? So he's more like on that journey. He's on that journeyman route. Like Gamboa is on his way out. He's on his way out. He's not. I mean, he's not as tough as he once was. Maybe he's been in too many wars, but you know what I'm saying. I mean, after the Crawford fight, that was just really, you know what I mean. I mean, yes, he caught Crawford with a shot, had Crawford buzzed. But that's boxing. Anybody can be caught. And Bud, as nice as he is, as special of a talent as Bud Crawford is, Bud do get hit. You know what I mean? And they said that's one of the things that they say about Terence Bud Crawford, that he does get hit. Some may say that he's a little bit chinny. So if you face somebody who has power, how will he handle? Basically, how will he handle being touched? You know what I mean? So there again, that's what makes fighting Errol so fucking intriguing. But the shots that Errol throws, though, like I said, his jab, you know what I mean? And like I said, that hook that he throws, like all Bud has to do is just move. You know what I mean? If Bud, you just can't stand in front of him. And if you stand in front of him, make sure that you know what I mean, you come in, you go to work, cover yourself, because you can't let Errol go to work, especially once you start getting near or on the ropes. As soon as Terence Bud Crawford back touches the ropes, automatically, you need to be sliding left or right. You need to be on some shit like when Tank fought Rolly. You know what I mean? Watch when Tank fought Rolly and shit. Tank was aware of where he was at in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Because when a fighter is pressuring you and you're fighting off of the back foot, at that exact time, you can use the ring as a measuring stick. At that time, Tank knew if you're looking at this side of you on this side of the ring, so you know that your back is about to hit the ropes. You know the left hand corner is right here. You know your back is about to hit the ropes. So as soon as your back is about to hit the ropes, you know if you go left, you're gonna be in the corner. You don't want to go that way. So you know you're gonna have to slide, roll under, and go to your right. And that's exactly what he did. And you have to credit his mental ability because he had to calculate and think about that shit in a fraction of a second. That's why when Rolly tried to come in with that dumb shit, with that lazy shit, Tank slipped him, bop! You know what I'm saying? Rung his fucking bell. And what the Tank say? I didn't even hit him that hard. You know what I mean? Rolly talking about he will wind up running into something. And guess what? Just like Tank said, his dumb ass is the one that wound up running into something. Okay, we on it now, bro. Thank you. Yeah, I told you, Nate. You know what I'm saying? That food be looking good as shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? So you know when I get back, cuz, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be up in that bitch, cuz. I probably be up in that bitch for a week. You know what I'm saying? Eating. Gamboa, us fucking deep fried. Hold on, what that's what? Was Gamboa us fucking deep fried? He needs to retire. Yeah, bro. Gamboa need to retire, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, Gamboa, hell of a competitor, though. Hell of a competitor. You know what I mean? I respect Yorioka's Gamboa. Tough competitor. You know what I'm saying? He is a great ambassador for the Cuban style. But at this point, though, bro, you know what I mean? It's just, he just can't do nothing, man. You know, it's just too much skill out there for Gamboa to fuck with. it's just too much skill, you know what I mean? And he's getting up there in age, you know what I mean? So it's too much youth and it's too much skill. And the guys who are maybe in their upper 20s, early 30s, like Terence Crawford, they may be up there as far as age, what in boxing terms, but skill-wise, they're still ahead of you skill-wise. So, I mean, like I said, Gamboa at this point, if he chooses to stay in the game, if he chooses to continue to box, I mean, at this point, he's merely he's a journeyman, man. You know what I mean? Can't really call him a gatekeeper, but he always comes to fight. He always does his best in the ring. But at this point, he is there to be hit. And for real, depending upon who he fights, he's there to be made an example of. So he's going to have to be careful. He's really going to have to be careful because he's going to wind up, you know what I'm saying? He's going to wind up getting fucking hurt. So he's going to have to be careful. He really is. He's going to have to be fucking careful. You know what I mean? So I think the Gamboa, he should, he should retire, man. You see, damn, what's the boy, man? I forgot his name, man, but he's about to fight. He had two torn retinas and shit. I think he's like a 2 or 3 division champion. He be commentating. I forgot his name. His name is at the tip of my tongue. I can't remember his fucking name and shit. But he's been out the ring for like 5 years or some shit, bro. You know what I mean? He's been out the ring for a minute. And it's like, why would you be away from boxing that long and then come back? Anybody who is away from boxing for more than 2 years, generally, either you got hurt or you decided to hang it the fuck up. But if you come back after 5 years, in my opinion, like you really risking your fucking safety, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because your timing, your reflexes, all that shit is off. You can, especially if you haven't been sparring. You know what I mean? You're just starting to spar because of the fight that you're about to fight. But all the years that you have, you know what I'm saying? Being sharp is about instinct. It's about timing. You know what I mean? And when you acquire these skills and abilities, the best way to do it is in an actual fucking fight. That's why it's not good for fighters to to sit on the shelf in between fights, especially if you're young. You know what I mean? That's why Top Rank, you think they're going to have Keyshawn Davis, you know what I mean, sitting on the fucking shelf? You think the Errol Spence is going to have Frank Martin sitting on the shelf? As soon as Frank Martin, you know what I'm saying, got his last W, what's the first thing that you heard Errol Spence talking about? Okay, after seeing Frank do what he just got finished doing, his skill set, oh yeah, he's ready for Rolly. Oh yeah, he's ready for Eastside Cruz. You are already thinking about and formulating and trying to figure out who you want your fighter to fight next. Because while they're hot, you need to keep them hot. You need to keep them sharp. You know what I mean? Steel sharpens steel. Iron sharpens iron, however you want to put it. And Frank Martin and that Rolly fight, I think that would be a good fight. But Frank Martin against Eastside Cruz, I think that'll be a tougher fight than Errol Spence realizes. Eastside Cruz can get, yes, Frank Martin is slick, but he's a slick southpaw. But look what he did to Linares, needs to retire too. Yeah, Linares needs to retire too. But I mean, Linares is still nice, but he's starting to get up there, bro. And it's really starting to show physically. You know what I mean? Like with Linares, all you gotta do is hit Linares with a fucking body shot, and he fucking done. You know what I mean? He's fucking done. You know what I mean? So physically, like I said, when guys start to get older, like I said, the muscle density changes. You know what I mean? Your body just can't take what it used to take. That's why guys choose to either move up or try to move down, you know what I mean? To try to kind of trick your body a little bit, you know what I mean, into learning a new trick. So that's why Danny Garcia leaving 147, moving up to 154 was actually a good look, because Danny is still young enough that he can move to 154 and his body can actually improve instead of break down. But the trick about Danny is Danny's going to have, I don't know if he will, because it's going to require discipline, but he's going to have to keep his body in shape. Danny should not he should not balloon and wait to no 170, 170 plus. No. Danny Garcia should stay between 162 to maybe 165 pounds at the most, because you're moving up in weight. So you want to make sure that you're putting on solid, lean muscle. And he should be trying to fight as soon as possible. So your next 3 fights, when you, in my opinion, your first 3 fights when you move up in weight is the most important physically, because your body is going through a transition stage as far as weight, as far as endurance, as far as durability, you know what I mean? And your heart is also going through a phase and a change of phase also, because going up in that weight, your heart has to pump that blood and oxygen, you know what I'm saying, to your muscles, to more muscles now, because your muscle density has changed. So your first 3 fights is going to be very important. So he has to really, this is Danny Garcia, stay focused, stay sharp, and really allow himself to acclimate wisely to the weight. Credit Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford did that. You know what I mean? So that's why when Errol Spence was talking about that he too light in the ass, no, you can't say that. Bud acclimated to 147 very good. You know what I'm saying? He is now a full-fledged 147 pounder. You know what I mean? Yes, he came up, but he acclimated to the weight beautifully. You know what I mean? He stayed active when he came to 147. You know what I mean? He didn't allow himself to get on the shape. To be on the shelf like that, as I said. And plus, like I said, Bud is a naturally fucking strong dude, and he don't blow up in weight like that. Yes, he do put on weight, but he doesn't blow up in weight. Bud is another gym rat. Bud be in the fucking gym. You know what I'm saying? If he's not working out, sparring, Bud's another one of those guys that he's in the gym helping other guys work on their next fights. He might be on the pads, you know what I mean? He might be doing something, but Bud stays in the gym. That's why Bud and Boots, when they fight each other, that's going to be a fight. You talking about Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, how that's going to be a super fight? I'm telling you, the fight of the future. I don't know if it's, and I don't even know. I hope Bud sticks around to give Boots a shot, because in my opinion, that is a better fight. Bud and Boots is a better fight than Bud and Spence, in my opinion, because both skill sets, they can both switch. They both intelligent. Both have great gas tanks. You know what I mean? Even Bud has went the distance. Boots, although he can go the distance, Boots be sparring, you know what I'm saying, 12 to 15 rounds. So he just hasn't had to go 12 rounds. But people be getting that shit fucked up. Like, you know what I'm saying? He can't survive, or he can't go 12 rounds. It ain't his fault that he be fucking getting guys out of there by the 6th round. That's not his fault. You know what I mean? If his skill set is that good that he can get guys up out of there, that's just that. His skill set is just that good. Now, once he faces the elite competition, just like Crawford said when he had the interview with Showtime, he's ready for that elite competition. And I believe that is truly where we are going to gauge and really see where Jaron Ennis is at. A lot of them old guys still have that pop, so they feel they can still contend. Trey, you're absolutely right, because the power is the last thing to go for a fighter. When Manny Pacquiao slowed down, guess what? Manny still had that power. You heard Adrian Broner say, you know what I'm saying? Like when he got hit by fucking Manny, he said he felt like he got hit with a fucking brick. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, the power is the last thing to go. So that's why it's good to be a fighter that has speed, but it's even better to be a fighter that has speed and power, because the longer that you stay as an active fighter, you know what I mean, and the older you get, your speed may diminish. So you're going to have to be a little bit more witty, a little bit more sharp. But if you have power also, that is going to add a couple more years to your career. Prime example, when you looked at STANIONIS when he fought Collazo, that's the prime example of a fighter that doesn't have any speed, doesn't have any power. You're just going to be there to be hit, and you're going to wind up getting hurt. But if you have speed and you have power, and you're getting older, you know what I mean? But you may wind up losing your speed. Guess what? Your power is the last thing to leave. So you may lose your speed, but guess what? You're going to have to be smarter. All those little tricks and shit that you learn, now is the time to start utilizing them and implementing them in your game plan and utilizing, and you know what I mean, and make sure that you have that power to keep these young guys honest and shit when they try to press you and get up on you. You know what I'm saying? Pop, yep, back the fuck up, young. You know what I'm saying? Back the fuck up, youngin'. Just like what Manny did to Adrian Broner and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the motherfuckers don't know Manny had that power until you get caught with it. And the same shot that Manny Pacquiao caught AB with that fucking rocked him, you know what I'm saying, is the same shot that I think Manny was it Morales? I think it was Morales. Doughboy, fans need to demand this big fights to happen. I want to see Jaron Ennis versus Stanionis or Ortiz. Kind of been. I'm glad you said that, Doughboy, my man. Shout out to the bakery, baby. Conor Ben. I just seen Conor Ben was talking about that he wants Jaron Boots Ennis or was it Virgil Ortiz? Maybe we might have seen the same shit, though, boy. We might have seen the same shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? But that's a good fight, too. Because Conor Ben is fucking nice. And that's opening up a whole nother market. And Boots, I believe Boots, I don't think that he'll give a fuck about traveling to the UK for a Conor Ben fight. And I know Eddie Hearn will supply that. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Hearn's going to come up with the bag for that fight. I know it. And Conor Ben is nice, man. Conor Ben is nice, skillful, throws great combination. He's a great finisher, very smart. You know what I mean? He utilizes his angles when he's throwing his shots. You know what I mean? He's aggressive. Has that dog in him, and he comes from, you know what I'm saying, boxing pedigree. So that will be a good fight. I think that will be a good fight. That will be a tough fight for both guys. And I truly believe that if Conor Ben and Jaron Boots Ennis will fight, given where they are at in their careers, that may be a 50-50 fight. Because both guys are on the rise. Conor Ben and Jaron Boots Ennis they're on the rise. And both of these guys, they're hungry. They want to fight the best. And they are fighting for legacy. They are fighting because they want to go down in history as being great fighters, you know what I'm saying? Or possibly the greatest fighters of their era. They both have that energy, you know what I'm saying, as far as what they want to do and bring to the sport of boxing. So Conor Ben, that will be a great fight. That will be a great fight for Jaron Boots Ennis. I think Conor Ben stops Virgil Ortiz. I'm telling you, man, ever since Virgil Ortiz came up when he said that he had whatever that sickness was and shit, it just seems like Virgil Ortiz mentally, like he's not in it. You know what I'm saying? It's like he lost something. You know what I'm saying? Like he lost a bit of, I don't know why, but it just seems like he lost a bit of that hunger, that tenacity to crave and to want to be and fight the best. Yeah, they may say they want to fight this person or that person, but do they really? Do they really? Now, after he fights McKinson, you know what I mean? Now, if he knocks him out, that'd be good. But if he doesn't knock McKinson out, if McKinson goes the distance with him, that's going to show and say a lot about Ortiz. It's going to say a lot. And depending upon how he looks in that fight, is also going to show and prove who he is ready for. Because I'm telling you, Boots stops him and Conor Ben stops him. You know what I mean? So I really need to see what he does. You know, I really need to see where he's at. A fight with Conor Ben for Ennis will open up some doors. Exactly. Conor Ben, because I'm telling you, a fight with Conor Ben not only will open up doors for Jaron Boots Ennis, but bro, you are opening up another market. You know what I mean? Because the fighters in UK, they are aware of Jaron Boots Ennis. But once they fight, once he fights a fellow Brit, especially if he goes to the UK to fight Conor Ben, which I think Eddiehearn will pay Jaron Boots Ennis a lot of money in order to do that, to bring that fight to their market. And it's a win-win for Boots. Conor will lose. No, I think Conor got a better chance, Trey. He got a better chance at beating Virgil Ortiz than Boots. Because like I said, that aggressive style is only beneficial when you're fighting fighters who are somewhat stationaries. They're not good movers. They're not slick. They may not be defensively sound. Because somebody like Boots is too slick. He moves too well. That's what I'm saying, bro. When you have a fighter that can move front, he can move. He can meet you. He can get in the. If he can get in the phone, they say to get in the phone booth with you. You know what I mean? He can get in the box with you and bang it out. You know what I'm saying? He can fight laterally. You know what I mean? He can fight off of the back foot. It doesn't matter what direction the Jaron Boots Ennis goes or that you try to turn him. He can defend himself and he can execute his offense. It's hard to be somebody like that. It's hard to be somebody like that. You have to be just as skilled as this person is. And then that's when you have fights that wind up going 12. That's when fights become classics. You know what I mean? So that's why a fight between Bud and Boots, I see Bud having the ability to take Boots past the 6th round. He probably can be one of the first people to take Boots past the 6th round. If Conor Ben and Jaron Boots Ennis fights, I honestly can say it's a possibility that Bud can still stop or knock out Conor Ben by the 6th round. As nice as Conor Ben is, Boots still has the ability to possibly get him out of there by the 6th round. Because Conor Ben, he's what you call an aggressive. He's a boxer puncher. He has that boxer puncher kind of style. And Jaron Boots Ennis has all styles. He can be a boxer puncher. He can be a boxer, or he can bang with you. He can do everything. So you have to learn some new shit when you fight somebody like Boots. You can't go in there and fuck with Boots with your old bag. You can't fuck with Boots with your old bag of tricks. You got to dump all that shit out. Letting all. Take that motherfucker to the gym and put a whole bunch of new tricks in it. You know what I'm saying? Before you go to the gym, before you step into that ring and before you fuck with Boots. You know what I'm saying? And if you fight Boots and try to pull out some old shit, it got to be some old shit that ain't nobody never see. You know what I mean? And right now, that's the kind of toolbox and tool bag that Boots is working with. He got shit in his bag that he hasn't even pulled out yet. Especially because Jaron Ennis sleeps, boxing, and stay in the gym every day and love the sport. I think Boots is ready for the top guys. Exactly. Just got finished talking about that. Who's that? I think that's Doughboy. Yeah, that's Doughboy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why, dog, but I was on, you know what I mean? Boys in the hood. You know, when I said Doughboy and shit, Boys in the Hood just popped in my fucking head. You know what I'm saying? Remember Ice Cube? Ice Cube was Doughboy and fucking Boys in the Hood and shit. But this guy finished saying that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, Boots stays in the fucking gym, dog. You know what I'm saying? If he fights on Saturday, Monday, Boots is back in the gym. He's back in the fucking gym, bro. You know what I'm saying? Working, training, either helping the kids on the mitts and shit, or helping somebody else, you know what I'm saying, with their upcoming fight. You know what I'm saying? And even, you know what I'm saying, from Schoolboy Steph to, you know what I'm saying, Danny Garcia to other fighters, period. They talk about his work rate. You know what I'm saying? Like, the boy is just too hungry. He's too hungry. He's too dedicated. On top of that, he's too skilled. So if Boots is all these different things and you are not even half of that shit, that means you don't even stand half a chance and you don't even fucking realize it. You know what I mean? I'm telling you. And then you got his father, you know what I'm saying, who is constantly, and see, Bozy know that Boots is such a sponge that if you try to tell him something, it's going to stick immediately. You don't have to beat that shit in Boots' head. You know what I mean? Boots is that smart. And when you have a fighter who is that smart, who picks shit up so quickly, the limit for them to learn is fucking endless. You know what I mean? They can do anything. They can learn anything. You know what I mean? So you have to be, sometimes you have to make yourself a blank slate. You know what I mean? So you can be receptive to the shit that you learn. And Boots was like that. Boots is like always like all the shit that he learns. He still trains and looks at the sport of boxing. And more importantly, when he goes to the gym, he still approaches each day when he's working out like he doesn't know anything. You know what I mean? Like he's always willing to learn and improve and get better and shit. When you fight somebody like that, when you have somebody like that, bro, you know what I mean? It's hard. I mean, it's going to be hard to beat a motherfucker like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why when Cool Boy Steph was training, you know what I mean? Like, where do you think he went? He went over there and was sparring and was working out with Boots. I think Danny Garcia might be the only one that hasn't been over there and that was working with Boots. I know Cool Boy Steph has been over there to Danny Garcia gym, and I think Danny Garcia has went over there and fuck with Cool Boy Steph and shit. Is plus Boots and they gym is in the fucking trenches. You know what I mean? So you gotta be careful and shit. Once you know what I'm saying, once you go down there and fuck with them and shit. You know what I mean? You see them boys go down there and they go to Philly and be interviewing with you know what I'm saying, Bozy and Boots, and you be seeing motherfuckers looking like this. You know what I'm saying? They be looking left and right like a car about to come and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be on your P's and Q's out there, cause once you go to certain spots, especially right now in Philly, you know what I mean? You gotta be on your P's and Q's, you know what I mean? Because right now, I mean, the city is a fucking war zone. You know what I mean? That should be breaking my heart, and I be seeing about a lot of this shit to be going the fuck on and shit, cause you know what I'm saying? Like it's like the city is at war for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Niggas getting bagged left and right. And it's like it's like a unprecedented number of like females and kids and shit being fucking killed too. WBC is a joke. They gave Keith Runtime Thurman the #1 spot. Oh, hold up, I gotta read that shit. Doughboy said the WBC is a joke. They gave Keith Runtime Thurman the #1 contender spot when Thurman haven't been in boxing for 2 years, but looking for a big payday. Thurman needs to retire. Prime example. That tells you how. I was about to say, man, it tells you how fucked up boxing is. But at the same time, boxing is a beautiful fucking sport, bro. It truly is. It truly is. But to see the WBC skip over Jaron Boots Ennis and Virgil Ortiz to make Keith Thurman the #1, put him in the #1 spot, and he just came back to boxing. And then his last fight was fucking Mario Barrios. You know what I mean? You didn't even fight somebody in the fucking top 5. You fought somebody coming the fuck up. So how the fuck is you want to elevate him to the #1 position like they did Devin Haney? I mean, but Devin Haney is, I was about to say Devin Haney is legit. Okay, Devin Haney is active. He's active. Devin Haney is active. So if they want to pull some flam shit with Devin Haney, you know they're doing that along the lines of they're trying to make a fight. They're possibly trying to set up and put pieces in order to make a fight happen. But what they did with Keith Thurman, like why would you do some shit like that with Keith Thurman? when he just came back to boxing. When his last fight, like I said, is with somebody who came up to fight Keith Thurman. He wasn't even a full-fledged welterweight. And did you hear or see Mario Barrios talking about or trying to set up another fight at welterweight? No. You know what I'm saying? Because Mario Barrios was talking that shit, talking about, I want to show these guys at 147. I'm here now that I can be a contender and all this kind of shit. Bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to finesse me with that motherfucking shit. He was given that motherfucking bag so Keith Thurman can beat up on his ass. Point blank and period. You know what I'm saying? Ever since Mario Barrios fought Keith Thurman, you ain't been hearing Mario Barrios talking about fighting nobody else in the 147-pound division. Because you got bodies at 147 for him to fight. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Mario Barrios ain't trying to fight nobody at 147 because if Keith Thurman fucked you up, what do you think these up-and-coming dudes is going to do? You got people, like you said, you got the more Speedy Rashidi. Even the guys below the top 5 are fucking nice at 147. 147, besides lightweight, is probably the deepest division. And as far as having a deep division that has talent, you know what I mean? I'm talking about everybody from everybody in the top 10 can bang. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in the top 10 can bang. And once you get to the top 5, I mean, these guys, even number 5 is good enough to face number 2, you know what I mean? Or, you know what I'm saying, the top guy. May not win, but they're good enough to give them a run for their fucking money. And being as though Sean Porter has retired, and now, because Danny Garcia was in the mix, but now Danny Garcia has moved up to 154. So now when you talk about, I guess, the top guys at 147, you know what I'm saying? You got Spence, Crawford, or Crawford, Spence, however you trying to do it. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Jaron Virgil Ortiz, and let's just say possibly Keith Thurman. Possibly Keith Thurman. You know what I mean? Or Conor Ben, or who knows? Like I said, you got some talent. You got some talent at 147, bro. So even if you're a low man on the totem pole, it's not going to be easy for you to climb the ranks. Every victory that you get at 147, if you climb those ranks, is well deserved. Everybody's going to give you a hell of a fight. That's why if you come up at 147, you have to have some skills. Thurman definitely needs to retire. I ain't gonna say one time need to retire, but one time ain't gonna get no time with Errol Spence. That's a fact. So trying to climb that tree, he tripping. Errol not gonna fight you. So as far as the top guys at 147, you got Crawford and you got Jaron Ennis. And Bud is about to fight Spence. Keith only want a payout. Yes, he does want a payout. I mean, eventually he's trying to cash out. He's setting up. That is what Keith Thurman is low key. That is what Keith Thurman is working on. Keith Thurman is working on his retirement plan. That's why he wants an Errol Spence fight. You know what I mean? Because that fight he'll pretty much be able to lead the sport after he fights, Errol Spence. Because you know he has a career, or he's going to get a job in fucking commentating, Showtime, PBC, whatever. He's going to get a job. You might fuck around and see he might pull a Sean Porter and come out with a fucking podcast and shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the fucking name gonna be and shit, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? He probably will come out with a fucking podcast. So if you can get, I don't know, let's say 5, nah. Well, let's just throw a number out there. Let's say you get $5 million from fighting Spence, and then after that you have one more fight making $2-3 million. With the money you already got, because you know when he fought Pacquiao, he had got a nice bag from that. You know, he's still spending that change. So if he can get another $8 to $10 million out of the sport and then walk away You know what I'm saying? Because his wife is, you know what I mean, is a foreign chick. You know what I'm saying? So you see him on Instagram and all that playing flutes and shit. So Keith Thurman can go to fucking Bangladesh or wherever the fuck his wife from and live like a fucking king with the money that he got. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if you live in America, your money only will go but so far. But if he go over there where his wife is from and shit, you know what I'm saying? Shit, $100,000, man, that shit can last you 5 years. Thurman is trying his best to avoid boots, but he got to see in this for one of those. Doughboy said Thurman is trying to be in boots. One of those vegan belts, no way around it. That's why Keith wants to leave 147, go to 154. You're right. There ain't no way around it. You know what I'm saying? That's why when Keith Thurman talked that bullshit about he didn't know who Boots was, that's bullshit. You know who fucking Boots is because, see, if the guys at the top know who fucking Jaron Boots Ennis is, motherfucker, you best believe you know who Jaron Boots Ennis is. Because if Jaron Boots Ennis made their radar, come on, man, Keith Thurman, you know who the fuck Boots is. And as far as him going to 154, Danny Garcia already called Keith Thurman out to come to 154, you know what I'm saying, for the rematch. And Keith Thurman confirmed that he wouldn't mind going to 154 to fight Danny Garcia. So if that's the case, Keith Thurman's next fight should be Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia wants that fight. Keith Thurman said he wouldn't mind going up to 154 to fight Danny Garcia because he believes that he has Danny Garcia's number. And I quote, it'll be a chess match, but I'm the grandmaster, end quote. So he feels as though he has Danny Garcia's number. He feels as though he's the better boxer in regards to Danny Garcia. And Danny Garcia said in 2017 that you think Boots beats Fundora. Oh, my God. I just got finished talking about, we just got finished talking about this yesterday during the stream about Fundora, because Fundora could possibly be the future at 54. Like I said, Charlo, yes, he's the undisputed champion right now, but I said this shit. Fundora gives Charlo a problem. He gave Erickson Lubin a fucking facelift during the fight. I've never seen that before. I've never seen somebody go in to start the fight looking one way, and then by the end of the fight, I seen motherfuckers, bro, get black eyes, bust the lips, cut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? I seen all that shit. You know what I mean? But I've never seen somebody's physical face get changed to the point where they are unrecognizable. Fundora changed the way Erickson Lubin looked. If he fights Charlo, he gives Charlo problems. But Boots at 154 fighting Fundora, that's a hell of a fight. I want to see David Benavidez versus Andre. I need to see that fight. I'm gonna finish up on the Fundora Boots question. Then I'm gonna talk about that because Benavidez and Andre, I don't know, man. They don't know why they don't be giving Boo Boo no love, man. You know what I'm saying? They really must fear that nigga, man. But Boots at 154 to fight Fundora. The best way for me to put that fight or talk about that fight, even starting it off, I would have to say Boots is intelligent enough to figure out how to beat Fundora. Erickson Lubin was not. That's why he took so much damage. Yes, he got lucky. He caught Fundora with a couple of shots, was able to knock him down. But Fundora, he bounced back real quick, got back on his game, and finished executing throughout the fight, and ultimately dismantled Erickson Lubin. But Jaron Boots Ennis is intelligent enough to break Fundora down. And he's slick enough to get out of the way of those shots. You know what I mean? So at 54, that will be a great fight. And to be honest with you, Fundora is young enough that he can stay at 154 for a while. Because he's young enough, big enough, and long enough that he could probably end up at fucking 60 or 68. You know what I mean? Because he got the frame where he could put on fucking weight. It ain't no fucking problem. But Doughboy was talking about Benavidez versus Andre. Like, I don't know why, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of getting fucking irritating a little bit that they don't want to give Boo Boo like the time of day. You know what I'm saying? Like Canelo was shitting on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, they not trying to give Boo Boo a shot. And I don't know why. Like, Boo Boo was not like, he don't be talking like a whole bunch of shit, being disrespectful and all that kind of shit. So I don't understand, like, why is it so hard for you know what I'm saying, for Boo Boo, you know what I mean, to get a shot. And Boo Boo against Benavidez, I mean, that would be a great fight. You know what I'm saying? But David Benavidez is just too skillful, bro. I mean, his punch, first of all, his hand speed, he's faster than Boo Boo. Boo Boo may be a little bit slicker, but David Benavidez, his punch output and his punch placement is on another level. You know what I mean? He has great hand speed. He can go downstairs and come right back up top at, you know what I'm saying, at lightning quick speeds and shit. You know what I mean? Defensively, he's getting better. He's a decent mover, but he can move well enough, and his output, his punch output and his hand speed is quick enough that if Boo Boo was able to cut the ring off and catch him, you know what I mean, David Benavidez can catch him, throw some shit out there to back Boo Boo up. You know what I mean? And plus, David Benavidez is bigger than Boo Boo Andre. So that will be a good fight. But I think stylistically, David Benavidez, question is, will he win by a decision or by knockout? I think Boo Boo is tough. So it's hard for me to say that Benavidez stops him or knocks him out. But at the end of the day, it's boxing. Anybody can be caught. Anybody can be hurt. David Morrell would be a great test for David Benavidez. Yes, and they made David Morrell a mandatory. So, and David Morrell is fucking, he's hungry. He got a chip on his shoulder because he wants that spot. He wants to shine. You know what I mean? And he's been putting on a fucking fantastic display, destroying everybody. But David Benavidez is a different animal. You're not going to be able to do what you've been doing to everybody else when you go over there knocking on David Benavidez's door. That's going to be a different animal. And he will find that shit out the hard way if he believes that he will be able to go in there and do what he did to his past opponents. You'll be a fool if you think that, if you're David Morrell. You know what I'm saying? So if you think that you can go in there and do what, nah. And Morrell, like I said, he's nice, but Benavidez, like I said, David Benavidez, I'm telling you, like Mike Tyson said, he's the fucking Mexican monster. They just like they're saying Jaron Bruce Ennis is that guy to beat Bud Crawford or Errol Spence. They said David Benavidez is that guy to finally possibly dethrone Canelo Alvarez. That's saying something, bro. That's saying something. They didn't think that dmitrybivol will be that guy to knock off Canelo. But guess what? He was. And David Benavidez, as far as skill, as far as what he can do and ability, he may be a little bit better, you know what I'm saying, than Bivol. But Bivol is a fucking man. And I told people this. Bivol, his mid-range game, in a way that he throws his shots, is going to be hard, because when Canelo, he does beautiful work on the inside. But Bivol, the way he throws his jab and the way he throws his hooks and shit, man, his shit is pinpoint accurate. So when you're trying to close that space, he can throw some shots and shit and keep you right where the fuck you at. And if you happen to get on the ropes, he's skilled enough to keep you there for a second. That's how he fucked Canelo up. So I'm telling you, Benavidez, man, like he's a fucking problem, bro. David Benavidez is a fucking problem. Why you think that Canelo is staying away from this man? Because David Benavidez is going to be the guy that possibly knock you off. And at this point, Canelo is looking like, I'm not going to say he's looking vulnerable, but you lost to Floyd Mayweather. That's loss number one. And your loss number two is a guy that you thought that you was going to go in there and knock out and beat or possibly stop. But he wound up not only upsetting you, but he wound up humbling your fucking ass. You know what I mean? So that loss to dmitrybivol was huge. That's why you see Canelo fighting the older, possibly slower Triple G. But he tried to age Triple G out in case they fought again, try to age him out, and that's what he did. But you know what? I got faith in Triple G. He went to Japan, you know what I'm saying? And he defeated Murata, and he looked good doing it. And I believe that Triple G has he has one more big show left in the tank. Doughboy says Canelo be cherry picking his fights while them promoters he be protecting them. Canelo don't hold on. Protecting him. Canelo don't real good black fighters because he is scared to get that L. I'm just saying basically Canelo won't fight no brothers and shit. Proof is in the pudding, bro. You know what I'm saying? You seen when he fought Laura, you know what I'm saying? Laura, you know what I'm saying, exposed his fucking ass and shit. You know what I mean? And yes, David Benavidez is a brother. He's a minority. You know what I mean? He's a Latino, you know what I'm saying? But he's a minority. He may not be a proverbial black man because you're not a mulatto, but at the same time, you're a fucking a minority. So I consider him a brother, you know what I mean? Canelo have a problem dealing, you know what I'm saying, with fucking, you know what I'm saying, slick fighters and shit. You know what I mean? Especially slick, skillful fighters who can punch. You know what I mean? See, a lot of people see, like Andre Ward and all them say that if somebody can't hurt Canelo, they don't have no chance. I don't agree with that. All you have to do is keep Canelo fucking honest. Make him respect your fucking power. You ain't got to knock him out. You ain't got to have that knockout power. Because that's exactly what Bivol did. You know what I mean? Bivol was catching his ass with some shit and was waking his ass up like a fucking cup of coffee and shit. It ain't always about the knockout, cuz you want to hit a motherfucker with enough force, with enough thump to let them know and understand and respect that you there. That's all you got to do. So if you got enough power to do that, that's all you need. But Canelo picked the bad cherry when he picked Bivol. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I still got the post that and when they showed Canelo, they was like Canelo next possible fights. It was like Beterbiev, Bivol, and I forgot, you know what I'm saying, the other two. But I knew that he wasn't gonna pick Beterbiev. Beterbiev will knock Canelo out. Beterbiev knocks Canelo out. I ain't talking about stopping him. I ain't talking about hurting him. Beterbiev will be the one, if there is one. Because Benavidez can beat him. But I'm talking about flat out can knock him out. Has enough power to knock him fucking out. In both hands is Beterbiev. Beterbiev has that freakish kind of power, bro. You hear people talking about this motherfucker has freakish power. His hands are fucking huge. You know what I'm saying? His hands are damn near the fucking whole glove and shit. Beterbiev has huge fucking hands, bro. So when he put his fucking hands inside the fucking gloves, the whole fucking glove is pretty much his fucking hand. And when you take fucking unimaginable power along with that, cuz I'm telling you, you can hurt motherfuckers with either hand. The shots that he be catching some of these guys with, you be looking at him like, damn, man, how did he get caught with that? Like, that don't look like some shit that will fuck you up. You know what I mean? Canelo would have been lost if he was in the 147 welterweight division at least 5 times. I mean, Canelo, he fought at He fought, I think Canelo fought at 147, but he ain't, I mean, now, if he fought at, I mean, you mean if he fought at 147 now, nah. It's too much talent at 147 right now for Canelo. If Canelo was at 147 right now, as you said, yes, he would be in the top 5, but that means he would have to fight Spence, Crawford, even Vergil Ortiz, Jaron Ennis, like you said, the Conor Benns of the world. And I think, believe it or not, I think STANIONIS could possibly give Canelo a good fight. Because remember, man, he's from Lithuania. You know what I'm saying? Just like I said, them Lithuanians, man, them Russians and shit, Czech Republic, all that shit, that European style, yeah. Like, they give Canelo fucking problems. You know what I'm saying? What you think Triple G has had his fucking number like that? Like, that style, the way that they style is, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit gives Canelo a problem. You know what I mean? So I think even STANIONIS stylistically could give Canelo Alvarez fucking problems. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, dealing with slick black fighters, you know what I'm saying? Like, Boots Ennis will stop him. You know what I'm saying? Crawford could stop him. What is going on with the Peppermint Charlo twins? I mean, with Jermell Charlo, he's undisputed at 154, but he on some nut shit because he talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like, soon as he won the fucking titles, he was talking about, he pulled that Canelo shit. He talking about the rest of these guys got to fight each other. So, dude, what you think you just go sit in the fucking division with all them fucking belts and not fucking fight nobody? And just wait for sanctioning bodies to pop up and say, okay, this is your mandatory, and you have to fight them. You know what I mean? Because come on now, just because somebody pops up as your fucking mandatory, it don't necessarily mean that that you got that you're gonna get an opportunity to fight them and shit. You look at damn, what's the motherfucking Tyson Fury just beat? Oh man, what's the boy name, man? But he was somebody, he was Wilder or Fury, one of them, or anthonyjoshua. He was their mandatory for fucking years, and never fought him. So you have to wait for the sanctioned bodies to say you have to fight or this will be the fight. Excuse me, fuck them being the mandatory. You know what I'm saying? Like, they literally may have to make you fucking fight. That's the kind of situation and shit that Charlo is looking to be put in. He's going to wait for the sanctioned bodies until they make him fight somebody. He's going to try to hold on to them belts for as long as possible because he's afraid to lose them. Because if somebody fights you for one, they're coming for all them motherfuckers. You know what I mean? And depending upon who you fight, like I said, Charlo, they strong. I mean, he's strong, has a nice jab and all that kind of shit. But all you have to do is get into the ring with the right boxer. Somebody like Danny Garcia. Hey, Danny Garcia, when he fought Errol Spence, if he would have let his hands go, Danny Garcia could have gave Errol Spence, that fight could have looked totally different. Danny Garcia has the boxing ability. He does have power. If he fought Jermell Charlo the right way, he can give Jermell Charlo a hell of a fight. A hell of a fight. So when you look at the 54-pound division, it's a couple of players in that division that can give Charlo a run for his money. I believe the Fundora can give Charlo a run for his fucking money, man. You know what I'm saying? I believe that young kid can give Charlo a run for his money, for his fucking money. And probably fuck around and upset him. Because he has that length, he has that range, and his inside game for him to be that fucking big is fucking phenomenal. And he'll probably make the fight. He'll probably bring the fight to Charlo. Because if you could take away Charlo's jab, this is Fundora. If you could take away Charlo's jab and get on the inside and then go to work and then move, you know what I'm saying, and keep Jermell Charlo turning so he can't get set and sit on his shots, he got a chance. Charlo talk too much crap. I think Boots can beat Jermell. Yeah, Boots can beat all of them. That's why he wants to go from division to division. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like Floyd. Floyd also did that shit, bro. You think, like, These guys, even if you are not in a division, you are watching these guys fight, and you are breaking these guys down as if you was about to fight them. Fighters who are truly have a passion for the sport, that's how they think. Even if I'm not in your fucking division, I'm thinking about if I was fighting you, how would I fight? How would I fight you? How would I beat you? How would I approach that fight? What do I see that you do that I can exploit, that I can capitalize on? That's how true fighters and true dogs of the sport think. Boots is like that. That's why he wants to go from division to division to division to division. He's looking at all these guys, bro. Floyd Mayweather wants to sign Boots. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You heard Floyd Mayweather, you know what I'm saying? You heard Leonard Ellerby say that shit. You know what I mean? He was like, man, Floyd called me and said, man, who the hell is this Boots Ennis kid? You know what I mean? Floyd know what's up. You know what I'm saying? Because Floyd trying to get in Bud fucking there. You know what I'm saying? But see, they know and they hear about what goes on within the sport of boxing. You know what I mean? And Floyd was about to lose Tank, but low key, they gave Tank a bag. Because remember, Eddiehearn was about to get in Tank fucking there and throw a whole bunch of money at Tank to get him to come to the zone. So shit wasn't publicized, but there again, you got to understand and know how the politics of the sport of boxing is. Floyd threw a hell of a bag at Tank Davis, dog. You know what I'm saying? Tank got a couple of dollars on the low-key side to stay with Mayweather Promotions. If Tank Davis left Mayweather Promotions, like Tank, I said this before, Tank Davis is their Canelo. Tank Davis is Mayweather Promotions Canelo Alvarez. If they lose Tank Davis, just like when Terence Crawford left Top Rank, he left a hole in that organization. And now they're trying to fill that hole with Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn Davis, young, former Olympian, highly skilled. Where do you think he trains at? Who do you think when he is under? Terence Bud Crawford. Just like Bud schooled Shakur Stevenson, brought Shakur Stevenson to where he is at now, because you know what I'm saying, Bud had Shakur in the gym, in the trenches, teaching him, schooling him. He doing the same thing for Keyshawn Davis. He doing the same thing for Keyshawn Davis. You know what I mean? So Keyshawn Davis, he is going to be that guy at Top Rank for some time to come. He's going to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? They're grooming him to be that guy over there at Top Rank. That's just what it is. But you know what I'm saying? Did I answer the last one? Yeah, that's Floyd. Hey, check this out, y'all. I'm about to wrap this up. It's dinner time, man. You know what I'm saying? Your boy is starving, and I got to get cracking. I appreciate y'all, man. Everybody who's in there, everybody who is in here, man. If you didn't hit that like button, please, on your way out, man, please hit that like button. You know what I mean? But I hope y'all are blessed. I'm going to keep it 100%. Boxing always say Boots ain't fighting nobody because of his record. That should determine a boxer. Let me answer this. That should determine that a boxer just might be a better than your fighter. Well, yeah. I'm gonna answer this and then we're gonna get up out of here. But yes, they always say Boots ain't fought nobody. But the reason why he ain't fought nobody is because nobody want to fight him. He's been calling up the top guys of the sport, of the division, and segue of the sport for years. But if these guys don't want to give him a shot because of the, as they say, risk versus reward, he can't do nothing about that. He just has to continue to fight, dominate, beat, knock out, stop, whatever, whoever they put in front of him. And that's what he has done. And that's his job. So people can talk, they can say what they want to say, But the real players, the real fighters, you know what I'm saying, the true champions of the division and of the sport, they know how the business is. They understand the play. They understand what's going on. They understand that he has to wait to get his shot at the top. But until then, what he has to do is continue to defeat who they put in front of him. If they say it's a step up, continue to step on them. And that's what he has done. When he fought Lipinets, you know what I'm saying, former champion at 140, they said Lipinets, he gave Mikey Garcia a tough fight. They said that he was going to give JARON Ennis a tough fight. What did he do? What did he do? He went in there and got crushed by Boots. After the fight, Lipinets says, you know what, man, ain't nobody gonna fight. He's like, the top guys ain't gonna fight this young guy. Because Lipinets understands the business. He understands what it is. This young motherfucker is too fucking nice. You know what I'm saying? He has too much power, too much skill. And these top guys, they know, especially when they already in their 30s, man, they know this motherfucker, man, you know what I'm saying? He can knock them off easily. And that's fucking up their money. The longer you are at the top, especially if you are holding a title or titles, that is pretty much guaranteeing that you get a nice payday. And anybody that can threaten that, you want to keep them at bay as long as you can. But when that time comes, that's when you either try to price yourself out of a fight, or Boots is the kind of competitor that, you know what, he understands the business, especially his pop understands the business. So he knows that's what they're going to do. So you're going to have to pull a Devin Haney, and you're going to have to be willing to take less in order to get their ass in the ring. So, okay, I'll take less, but guess what? After I knock you the fuck off and knock you the fuck out or stop your bitch ass, guess what? Now, moving forward, all the money that I lost, all the money that I left on the table because y'all bitch ass motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, were to try to price me out of fights. Now, I'm going to get all that shit back. So, with that said, I'm going to get up out of here, man. You know what I mean? It has been an absolute pleasure, man, a blessing. I appreciate all y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Rocking with your boy. But, man, like I said, it's time to eat. I hope y'all have a blessed night wherever you are at in the world. You know what I'm saying? Come back. Make sure y'all turn on notifications, man, because I just may go live again tomorrow. Thank y'all for coming out. Smash that like button on your way out, man. And I appreciate y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to get up out of here, man, because your boy is starving. And I got to get that grub popping. So I appreciate y'all, man. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, man. God bless, man.